Hi, everybody. I'm Commish Orr. Who's better, a team of American League or National League Hall of Famers, or a team of great players not in the Hall of Fame? Find out now on Baseball Maelstrom. Welcome to the recap of the games on April 4th in Baseball Maelstrom. A little bit different video today. I usually break down the games individually. I thought I'd try something else and try a summary of all the games for today. If you haven't noticed, April 4th is the game date, obviously not the real life date. April 4th is not when I played these games, but it does represent the games from that day. The season started on April 1st, so this is the fourth day of Baseball Maelstrom, and today is a tale of two leagues. We had two blowouts in the American League games and two great pitchers duels in the National League games. We start over in Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum, where we had a matchup between David Cone and Whitey Ford. David Cone taking the mound for Detroit, Whitey Ford for Oakland. And David Cone, stellar pitching performance. He goes 8 innings and only allows 1 run to Oakland. Meanwhile, Detroit lays down a beating on Whitey Ford. Whitey Ford even had a rough first inning, allowing 2 runs. Allowed 2 more unearned runs in the second, thanks to an error by Joe DiMaggio, of all people. But it was really in the 6th inning of that game that the dam broke, and Detroit put up 6 runs. There was a Kenny Lofton solo shot in there, but most of the runs came after a couple of walks and then back-to-back run-scoring doubles by Bobby Veach and Thurman Munson. That gave Detroit their 10 runs that game. 10 runs on 16 hits for Detroit. Some may question why Whitey Ford was left in to pitch all 6 of those innings. But one of the drawbacks of the way the league is set up is that there are not very many relievers. So we have each team has 4 relievers, one of which is the closer. And so with rest rules that I'm using and that kind of thing, teams really have to watch their reliever usage. And so Whitey Ford was kind of left in to take the beating in this one. Jim caught Mariano Rivera come in for 3 scoreless innings after Whitey Ford was taken out of the game. But by then, the game was already out of reach. 10-1, Detroit takes this one. Players on Detroit of note, Bobby Veach went 4 for 5 in this game and had a couple of doubles in there, including the 2 RBI that he had in the 6th inning. Combined with his last game against Oakland, Bobby Veach has now gone 8 of his last 9. He really seems to have Oakland's number here. So 8 for 9 in this first two games of the series between them. On Oakland, Rod Carew, kind of the offensive player of the game, 3 for 4 with a run. That only run scored thanks to a triple that he had in the 6th inning. But other than that, the real star of this game was David Cone, who, as I said, went 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, and only 1 earned run. Next, we head to Houston, the Astrodome, where we have the first of the National League pitchers duels. Chicago Docs had Rick Rushell out on the mound for them, and he faced off against Phil Niekro for the Houston Hoots. Both pitchers really, really good in this one. Rick Rushell, though, took a shutout into the 7th inning, so he kind of probably the better game over Phil Niekro. Phil Niekro did allow a couple of runs in the 2nd and another run in the 6th, so he allowed 3 earned runs total. One of those was a Todd Helton home run in the 6th inning. But that was really it. Rick Rushell goes 7 innings, allows 1 earned run, walks 2, only 5 hits, struck out 5. He also allowed a home run to Duke Snider, a leadoff homer in the 7th, for the only run that he allowed. So the Chicago Docs take this one 3-1 from the Houston Hoots. That moves them to 2-2. Houston down to 1-3. Billy Wagner gets his second save of the season in a clean 9th inning of work. Offensively, for Chicago, Sammy Sosa did go 2 for 4. Todd Helton had that home run, as I mentioned, as his only hit, though, 1 for 4 for him. On the Houston side of things, Jeff Bagwell did go 2 for 4. Duke Snider had that solo shot. He was 1 for 4, but not a lot offensively to speak of. So, going to the other American League game, the Boston Splinters head into New York still in New York, I should say, at the Polo Grounds to face the New York Swats. Lefty Grove took the mound for the Boston Splinters, facing off against Bob Lemon for New York. And this was the other blowout of the day, as Boston just laid it on to New York. Lefty Grove had a complete game shutout, only allowing 3 hits and only walking 1 while striking out 4. In fact, no New York batter got past first base. So three singles. 3 singles. I take that back. In the 7th, there was a ground out that advanced Babe Ruth, who had singled earlier in the inning, to second. But that was it. Not a lot going on for New York offensively. Meanwhile, Bob Lemon had a rough outing for New York. He goes 5 innings, allows 10 hits, walks 6, and allows 6 earned runs. In fact, the 6th inning was where a lot of that damage was done. He had some shakier innings even before that, the 4th and 5th. He allowed runners in pretty much every inning. But the 6th inning was what really did him in. He was pulled after allowing a leadoff single to Ricky Henderson, back-to-back doubles, single to Frank Thomas, walks Lou Gehrig, and then he's pulled. Early Wynn comes in and promptly allows a grand slam to Harmon Killebrew to really break their back there in the 6th inning. Early Wynn allowed 4 earned runs of his own. They batted around. Boston bats around in the 6th. They had another rough one in the 8th. They allowed that 9 runs in the 6th, and then 4 more runs in the 8th. Unearned, thanks to a throwing error by Alan Trammell. Trammell had a rough game. Having 2 errors. Trammell had 2 errors, and Wade Boggs had another error. So New York just had a game they want to forget about. All in all, Boston put up 16 runs and 18 hits against New York. And meanwhile, as I said, Lefty Grove with the shutout. No earned runs, only 3 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, as I mentioned. New York had those 3 errors. So, as I said, a game to forget about. Other notable thing for New York is that Ivan Rodriguez had to leave the game in the 7th inning after he was injured on a foul tip. But nothing long-term, no long-term injury for him. I think he misses 1 more game, but Yogi Berra, great replacement for Rodriguez there. So again, Boston takes that one 16-0. They move to 2-2, drop New York down to 1-3. Finally, we head to Sportsman Park in St. Louis as the Los Angeles Dynamos come to St. Louis to face the Wizards. Don Sutton takes the mound for Los Angeles, faces off against Robin Roberts for St. Louis. And this is the other strong pitching performance here. And it was actually a strong performance by Robin Roberts. He gets a complete game shutout here against Los Angeles. Only allowing 4 hits and walking none, striking out 5. And once again, those hits were all singles. No, once again, as I mentioned in the last game, we didn't have a runner past first base. I mean, the last game I was wrong when I said that, but this one, no runner got past first base. So Los Angeles just couldn't get anything going. Meanwhile, Don Sutton, he actually pitched pretty well himself. He pitched 7 innings, allowed 9 hits, 2 earned runs. He did walk 3, but he struck out 8. He had a couple of innings there where he kind of had to pitch out of some jams. But he only allowed 2 earned runs. Goose Gossage came in the 8th, allowed a leadoff homer to Willie McCovey for the 3rd St. Louis run. But that was it. So St. Louis takes this one 3-0 from Los Angeles. Los Angeles drops to 1-3. St. Louis still has yet to lose a game, 4-0 so far. We look at the offensive stars for St. Louis this game. Tony Gwynn was 2 for 3 in the leadoff spot. Stan Musial was 2 for 4. And so was Willie McCovey, 2 for 4 with that home run that I mentioned. Larry Walker also was 2 for 4, and Ted Simmons 2 for 3 in the number 9 spot. Nothing really to speak of offensively for Los Angeles. So, with that, as I said, we had 2 strong pitching performances in the American League, 2 blowouts, in the National League, 2 blowouts in the American League. It's been very interesting to see these games shape up. If you'd like to see the box scores or score sheets for any of these games, you can find those in the link below in the description. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you think, what kind of format you like. I'm going to try some different things. I'm trying to balance giving a good recap of games while also allowing myself time to actually play. I don't want to take up hours making videos when that time could be spent playing, but I'm trying to find a balance there. That's all for now. Subscribe now or head over to baseballmaelstrom.com to follow the action. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Baseball Maelstrom.